It's almost Passover. I mean, it's coming up in a month. I'm starting to pull stuff out of the cabinet, all the flour. Just putting it in one section, cleaning the bottom of the cabinets so there's no specks of flour anywhere. But you know me, I don't know what I'm doing. I just learned how to do this 2 years ago, so. But that's not true. I do know what I'm doing, and encourage everybody to give Passover a shot. I don't know why they don't teach that in Catholic Church. It's totally awesome. You get pulled off of flour for a week, and you realize a lot of things, like how fat you are, how much flour, the effects of just this flour on your body. And to have none for a week. I mean, people do keto. They'll tell you that's the way to go. I love carbohydrates. So it was hard. Like the first time I did it, I couldn't make it. The second time I made it like extra. And the last time I did it, I made it the whole time. It was unbelievable. I was like, oh, I'm just going to do my best. But I'm not going to go into no kind of speeches about Easter is Ishtar. It's a Babylonian pagan holiday. Because I don't want to detract anybody from the point, which is this Passover thing's awesome. Yeah, you throw out all the bread, the flour, the rice, things that are heavily with sugar, yeast, and things like soy sauce and mustard and things like that. So maybe I'll do a little video about it. Just trying to encourage people to do it. It's really awesome to do it. Like, I had no idea how addicted I was to flour and carbohydrates. It's a very good lesson. I'm still wrapping my mind around it. But yeah, definitely you don't get, even if you just starting this, just get all the pork out of your house. Don't have any pork, don't have any shellfish. Try that. Do that one. Then move on to the flour. I did it all at once when I first figured out. I didn't know like it was something we could do, but I think God, He's not gonna mind it. I'm not like telling other people what to do. Like, it has to be done. I would totally encourage it. I don't just think anybody knows about it. I'm gonna make a video about it. Chapter 17. The book of the prophet Jeremiah. The sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron, and with the point of a diamond. It is graven upon the table of their heart, and upon the horns of your altar. Whilst their children remember their altars and their groves by the green trees upon the high hills. O my mountain in the field, I will give thy substance and all thy treasure to the spoil, and thy high places for sin throughout all thy borders. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord. For he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land, and not inhabited. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose whose hope the Lord is. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh. But her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. I like that. I like that a lot. Her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought. She's good, doesn't have to worry about anything. That's that. I like that. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I love that one. People always say, oh, the heart. No, that's not what it says. It says the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. So that's interesting, right? Because God is not a respecter of persons, yet he says here, and it does say, right, when he talks about his elect, he has counted the hairs on their heads. But here, he says, he searches the heart of men. He give every man according to his ways. He tries the reins, and then he gives. So that part about he has no respect for man, or he, I don't know if that's the right, I think it is. He has no respect for man, right? But that makes it sound like you'll never talk to him, he'll never hear you, because he just doesn't even see you. He's not going to see you as an individual. But this does say he sees you as an individual, because it says he tries the reins of men, every man. And according to the fruit of his doings, as the partridge sitteth on eggs and hatcheth them not, so he that getteth riches and not by right shall leave them in the midst of his days, and his end shall be a fool. A glorious high throne from the beginning is the high place of our sanctuary. O Lord, the hope of Israel, all that forsake thee shall be ashamed, and they that depart from me shall be written in the earth, because they have forsaken the Lord, the fountain of living waters. Hear me, O Lord, and I shall be healed. Save me, and I shall be saved, for thou art my praise. Behold, they say unto me, where is the word of the Lord? Let it come now. As for me, I have not hastened from being a pastor to follow thee, neither have I desired the woeful day. Thou knowest. That which came out of my lips was right before thee. Be not a terror unto me, thou art my hope in the day of evil. Let them be confounded that persecute me, but let not me be confounded. Let them be dismayed, but let me not be dismayed. Bring upon them the day of evil, and destroy them with double destruction. Thus said the Lord unto me, go and stand in the gate of the children of the people, whereby the kings of Judah come in, and by the way which they go out, and in all the gates of Jerusalem, and say unto them, hear ye the word of the Lord, ye kings of Judah, and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem that enter in by these gates. Thus saith the Lord, take heed to yourself, and bear no burden on the Sabbath day, nor bring it in by the gates of Jerusalem. He's saying, don't work, don't bring your animals, your whatever kind of work you're doing, do not even come through the gates on Sabbath. There is to be no work on Sabbath. He's like telling you're just all gone. There's nothing that's gonna save you. But he's like, look, tell him this, tell him to do this. So he's still giving him orders, and he's telling him to obey the Sabbath, stop working on the Sabbath. You know, they don't teach you that in the Catholic Church either. They teach you that Sabbath is on Sunday. And it's a particular day. And they know that this whole book is talking about Saturday. And, you know, here, I'm just going to show this thing. Where is it? It's about the Catholic Church and the changes that they have made. The Bible doesn't say to do these kind of things. One of them is Sabbath on Sunday. That's what they do now. I have this horrible picture of that thing that they have at the Vatican, that horrible iron sculpture that looks like 1,000 dead people, 1,000 people that they didn't like, just cast in iron, right? But there's like a figure on the front of it that's supposed to be Jesus. But I have the paper, and it's not Jesus. And not only is it not Jesus, there's an alien sticking out of the side of it. Wow, I had it right here. Darn it. It's a really good shot of what I'm talking about. Okay, needless to say, I'll try to put that back up there. But yeah, they don't teach you about Passover. They don't teach you that Shabbat, keep my Sabbath holy, right? It's not Sunday, it's Saturday. I'm just saying, I mean, like, mistakes can happen, but when you have like certain, so many in a row, it's kind of like you're not really representing Jesus at all. Actually, you're representing it's either pagan or it's Satan, 100%. Because it says in here, stop chopping down those trees, stop doing those high places things. Nobody says you're supposed to have a Christmas tree on Christmas in this Bible. It's like one thing after the other, right? So I really want to find this paper. So here it is. This is what I'm talking about. This. Look at that. Okay. Do you see that? That looks like an alien head, right? Do you see how they just, like, oh no, that's Jesus, that's you. Yeah, they put a little tiny quarter head of Jesus there. But when you look at the whole composition as one thing, that's not Jesus. That's in the Vatican. This is the place where they do Shabbat, Sunday, Christmas, Easter, all of that. They have that snake building right in there. I wonder what year they built that, because this is the inside of this. This is just a BART station we have here in Berkeley. But, yeah. It's just, I'm so lucky. I'm so blessed to, like, being able to read this at this point and kind of having some understanding of why I'm even reading it. It's all a mystery. It's a supernatural book, though, and you can tell by the things that are on your mind and the things that you're reading and the things you know and the things you can look up and where it starts leading you, for sure. Okay. He's talking about the Sabbath. He says, neither carry forth the burden out of your houses on the Sabbath day, neither do ye any work, but hallow ye the Sabbath day, as I commanded your fathers. But they obeyed not, neither inclined their ear, but made their neck stiff, that they might not hear, nor receive instruction. And it shall come to pass, if ye diligently hearken unto me, saith the Lord, to bring in no burden through the gates of this city on the Sabbath day. But hallow the Sabbath day to do no work therein. Then shall there enter into the gates of this city kings and princes sitting upon the thrones of David, riding in chariots and on horses, they and their princes, the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And the city shall remain forever. And they shall come from the cities of Judah and from the places about Jerusalem, and from the land of Benjamin, and from the plain, and from the mountains, and from the south, bringing burnt offerings and sacrifices and meat offerings, incense, and bringing sacrifices of praise unto the house of the Lord. So this is something that has completely stopped. Nobody's doing it. And he's saying, go out there, tell them from now on, come all of you here for the Sabbath, come to Judah, come to Jerusalem, come to our Judah here, and we're going to start no more work. Okay? And what that will lead to, right? That is just the construct. Just don't work. Okay? And then, well, what are you going to do, right? Okay, even if you just start to do Sabbath, what are you going to do? You're going to be bored, right? Normally, if coming from the system that we have come from, you're like, what am I supposed to do? Okay, God is going to start giving you stuff to do. You're going to start cleaning your house. You're going to start getting everything in order that you need in order in your life. It will come. It will come on Saturday. The Holy Spirit is going to show you what the things you should be doing, need to move forward, things to be concerned about. It's like a miracle. Who knows? Why? That's probably why they don't want to teach you all that, because it's so powerful. It really is. He will stay with you if he knows you're studying and you're doing the Sabbaths, and I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, for instance, right, you are not even supposed to have the light in the refrigerator. Oh, I haven't gone that far yet. You are not supposed to heat up food or anything. You are supposed to have that all ready the night before. On Friday, you are not supposed to turn the burners on. You're not supposed to cook. You know, and I don't have it that together, but I'm moving in that direction. Like, I have a hot plate. I found it, and the structure that it gives you on Passover about, wow, how much we eat things we should not be eating all the time, and I am no exception. And so it just slows you down, and it slows you down. You have more time to think about it. And then after you do Passover, right, then you'll be like, okay, the Sabbath, and then you'll start just moving into it, right? Like, look, do your candle. You're going to have all your lights off, and you're not going to work. It's not just sit there in a chair. I mean, I watch the internet. I watch shows. I am not reading the Bible for 8 hours straight. But I'm in there, and it's like this. You hear these people that go, I don't even like the smell of bacon. Really? 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 Okay, I do. I like the smell of bacon. I love thin slices of ham. And I can make chicken cordon bleu. I haven't done that in 3 years, specifically. If you are hungry and you have $3 and all you can get is a piece of pepperoni pizza at 7-Eleven, then do it. And just ask God for forgiveness. There's food. But when you start leading your life the way he kind of wants you to, things just like that just drops off. You're going to have money. Even when you don't have money, you get money. He will bring you. He will make sure you eat every day. I swear to you, I don't know how it happens. I swear, I do not know how this happens. But yeah, I'm gonna try to think of a way to encourage people. I'm gonna do like a Passover preparation video. I think I'm gonna call it, and just to physically show, right. And my apartment is, you know, old. My kitchen, however, it is. You can eat off the floor. It is so clean. I make it so clean because I really feel like, hey, if God wants to show up, he can come knock on my door and he can come here for Passover, or anybody. If the people need to come to a clean place or they know it's clean. Like if you're really doing clean Passover and you're really trying hard, like you're not going to want to go somewhere else where it's just something that happens to you. Right? And in the beginning, you want to be careful. No, you don't want to be around anybody, it's not on your thing because you got a thing going on. You have a direction you're moving in. You're making goals. And your goal is talking to the Lord and understanding what the word is. Trying to. I mean, can you imagine this? I mean, I don't even remember what happened to Manasseh. That was like just back in Second Chronicles. And I'm like, what happened to Manasseh? There's so many names in here. But you just keep going forward. Don't worry about even you read the Bible, it doesn't mean you understand. There is no way we can understand all of these names that are presented to us in Chronicles. There are so many, and it's like it's at least you'll have something to do when I finish this. Oh, I like the names, so because even the seed of the serpent seed has a whole line, exact parallel to all of the line of Jesus' name, right? The line of David, they all have parallel names. And also in here, there are 3 and 4 of the same names. So that's like a thing in itself. It's just the discernment. Everything is about discernment. Yeah, go ahead. If you know this, why don't you just try it? Then go Saturday. Just try it. It's so disruptive to your life. I mean, is God just is so disruptive you just can't try it? I don't know. I didn't push anybody to do anything, but it is really miraculous what happens. And I'll say one more thing about all these people in their tents outside. People can say what they want, and I don't know why they're not the ones that have to walk into the middle of the street to get around, to walk down the sidewalk. You have to go into the street where the cars are flying down the street. That's how you walk down the sidewalk around here, right? But this is a whole industry, somehow. But you know what? As messed up as those people are and on drugs and all that, you know what? To be honest, like it even says that part, my favorite part, about how the land rested. When they got kicked out to Babylon for 70 years, they're like, yep, well, guess what? The land did Sabbath every Saturday. Well, guess what? You know, these people outside in these tents, well, they may be doing drugs all the rest of the week, and they may be, but you know what? They're doing Sabbath. I mean, they are. They're doing, excuse me, they're doing Sukkot at least every year in their tent. And it is kind of Sabbath. They're not working. So when you want to take a look at all these people out here and say bad things, the world, and think they're much better, and they go to church on Sunday, look at it like that. This book is about following orders. This book is about following his law. When he talks about he's like giving him like one more. He's already told him, I don't even care about you. I've had it with you. I don't even know why I even thought you would straighten out, right? But now he's like, guess what? Just tell him just to do the Sabbath, all right? He's already telling them they're destroyed, right? But you know what? I don't know why he's even do it, because like maybe one person, they've all just forgotten everything, even after they get to Babylon for 70 years. Maybe like just one person will keep relaying the story down, because they've already forgot everything. They're not doing anything. It's required. They're just after everything their own heart, after everything their own imagination. They don't even think of God at all. Look what this does. I would encourage everybody to do this. If you just read a chapter a day, you're thinking of him. Look, oh well, look, it's as easy as that. But if you will not hearken unto me to hallow the Sabbath day, and not bear a burden, so not work, stop working, even entering in at the gates of Jerusalem on the Sabbath day, he doesn't even want you coming and going. He's like, don't even come and go. You're going to stay where you're at from Friday sunset till Saturday sunset. He goes, you don't even leave the gates of the city. Do not even let anybody in here. That's what he's saying. That's how important this day is. He says, then will I kindle a fire in the gates thereof, and it shall devour the palaces of Jerusalem, and it shall not be quenched. And we can pretty much assume that that's what's going to happen. He already knows what's going to happen. That's why he's been telling it like this. And it's not about when you first read this, you're like, oh my gosh, why didn't they just listen to him? No, it's not about that. It's about us. It's directed at us. He's not hard-headed. That's me. Refusal. It's not about all these people. Why didn't they just cooperate? No. Why don't we just cooperate? Why don't we just do Sabbath? Why don't we stop doing that pagan Ishtar Easter thing and do Passover? What are you doing? You're picking up like dyed blood red eggs is the original thing. I forget. Is it that one where the men take their scrotum and cut it off and throw it at the tree? Those are the original Christmas balls. And so, no, it's true. And also, eggs. What are they doing? Shoving them up their ass, the eggs? Until they're bleeding and made them red. I don't even know where this egg thing came from. It's like bunnies don't even have eggs. Like, whoever put this thing on us? It was just, we've been going through that. So yeah, don't go for it if you can have some understanding about it. And why would you want to gain weight when the Lord is teaching you, like, oh, this is how things are? And it makes you think, right? Look, I have a very bad headache when this happens. When I start going off the carbohydrates and I don't feel so hot. And I'm just going to tell the truth. I'm not going to stop drinking Coca-Cola because I won't be able to get through it. That's how I got through it last year. Maybe the year after I can stop. But this is something very addictive I do every day. I don't drink alcohol. But yeah, and I'm going to keep doing it. And I ask the Lord to give it up. Maybe, who knows, in 3 weeks, I won't even feel like drinking Coca-Cola anymore. But that is one stronghold I have, and it's bad. And I know there's Heck 22 in it, and all that stuff. You don't need to tell me. And look, how am I any different from all those people refusing to do all that stuff? It's the same. So when you're reading this, he's not really talking about, put it in perspective. Look, I can't stop drinking Coca-Cola. And I'm talking about I'm going to have a Passover and doing all this. Yep. But it's all a process. You just have your faith. You have your direction. You keep talking to him. And you don't even feel like doing that anymore. You don't even feel like doing bad things. You just don't even have an urge to do any of it. He takes it away. I have no idea how. But it happens. It is the truth. He will take away your concerns, your problems, your issues. Or he'll help you take it away. I'm not saying what happens. I don't know how it happens. But it happens without a doubt. And you got to be steadfast. You hear them playing that old Chinese music. You want to go into a Chinese restaurant, you better watch it. They're all about the pork. They're all about the pig. You may be able to get something with mushrooms. But everything they touch, it's like, do you even really want to go in there? There's probably pigs all over. You know, even if you get beef. I'm just saying, you just got to just think about things. You're just going to eat what you're going to eat in life. You feel like you have to, just going to have something, and just eat it. But know that you're building up, other things. Because the fact is, if you do have money to eat in general, that you are so blessed, because there are so many different things to eat. The problem comes in when you don't have money. Then it's like, well, maybe you're going to have to eat some pork. But no, that's not true. The problem comes in when you see Golden Boy Pizza and you're like, oh my gosh, you have to have some of that sausage pizza. I mean, you might think about that for 3 years and you might have one and you might be like, I'm really sorry about that, Lord. It's probably going to be like another 3 years. But it's just the way it is. Your flesh wants it. You just got to accept it and just do your best. And move on, and he will let all that stuff fall off of you. Anything bad, food, drugs, people, bad people, whatever. It'll all go away. I guarantee you. Just stick with them. And try not to have too much righteous indignation, and you start understanding all of it. And you start yelling at people and stuff like that. I'm pretty good at that one, too. Yeah, I'm really good at that. So I just ask the Lord for patience and to hold my tongue, for sure, indeed. And remember, see what we got here? You got the dragons right next door to you. So just be nice to everybody, but remember who you serve. And that's what it's about. You make decisions. You can walk down the street. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. Every second. Right? Decision. Make the right one. And the more you start thinking about all the right stuff, it's like nursing, right? You learn how to do these things, and they teach you, and you have a lot of stuff they put in your head that you read about, and then you go practice it, right? And then the more you practice, you can do things with a blindfold on, right? I think this is the same thing. Sometimes you'll be pushed back, things not come natural, whatever like that. But if you just keep doing it, it will become instilled. It's not even a matter of discernment. You won't even think twice about something. You'll be like, oh no.